A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the 15th Lotte Open. We are coming at you live from the Bears Best Chongna Golf Course, which is a par 72 with 6,111 meters to cover. My name is Glenn Mascarenas, and as I get through the start, let's remind you that Park Hae-jun is still at the top of the heap now with a massive 17 under score. Lee Dae-yeon, of course, is in second with 12 under, and Seo Kyu-rim and Roh Seung-hui tied third with 11 under. Kim Hyo-jo is in fifth with 10 under. Han Jun-seon, Ma Da-som, Jong Yoon-ji sit in tied sixth with 9 under. Park Hae-jun has not really won any accolades, ever since she's been around. She's won a couple of tournaments on the trot, but a KLPGA event might be the first one. Yoo Hyun-jo, Choi Ka-bin, and Bae Seo-yoon also sit in tied sixth, and they, of course, are with that 9 under score. It's going to be a very, very interesting battle for us here today, and I do believe that there's a lot to take from it. But the golfer to watch in focus right now is Park Hae-jun. It's been meteoric for her. She finished off very well yesterday, and I do believe that today she can really, really upgrade that performance, aiming for birdie here on hole number 9. And that one's, well, that's a stubborn ball, isn't it, when you think about it? Well, more or less, she's got all, well, her putts right, so it's just a bit of a surprise when you look at that. And that's a quick tap in for her, so that should work well. Talk about Lee Dong-gyun, we kind of missed her a bit. She's at an 8 under, looks to cover 106 meters, second stroke on hole 13. So this is the final round. We've come down to the 4th day, and I do believe that it's been an interesting one for us in terms of how things have really progressed. Absolutely stunning placement there from Lee Dong-gyun. And Roh Seung-hui, who was going hammer and tongs yesterday, chasing Park Hae-jun, she's just dropped down a bit on the order. She's missing out on a birdie on hole 9. She's missed out on a couple of, her putts today. And I think that's been just a tad bit of a worry when you think about it. Does manage to clean that up with an even score. And 3 bogeys in there, so it hasn't been a good day for her. And that's what happens, the young ones. This has got to be the best part of it all, isn't it? Just to see those young ones there. What a joy. They do bring a lot of sunshine to the event. And one for the camera as well. I always believe, well, really, the joy in our lives. The little ones. Now here we go on hole number 9. Bae Seo-yoon. And she's done nothing wrong. She's actually kept everything together. She's in tied 5th now with 10 under, but has had 2 bogeys and 2 birdies in there. And in the final round, this is when everything starts to change. So let's just remind you that today the weather forecast, of course, has cloudy skies. And besides that, temperature's been a bit up, so it's about 31 degrees Celsius. If you see the sun out, you might see all those shades come out on the ladies' faces. The caddies already have them on. The girls are just being, well, a bit shy of them for the time being. 3.1 miles is the wind speeds that we're looking at. No rainfall predicted, and that's a great thing. Lovely, hues of green that we can see with that drone shot. I did mention this yesterday, the crowds would turn out in big numbers, and they have. It's going to be a really packed house, a packed a place in front of the clubhouse. And teeing off for the 15th hole, it's going to be Bae So Yoon. As I said, the youngsters, and most of them look like they're from one school actually. Probably a school in the area. I should do a little bit of investigation to find out, but right now, let's look at Bae So Yoon. 484 meters and a par 5 is what she's looking at. Park Hae-jun tees off for hole number 10 as well. Well, she finished off with I think a 15 under yesterday. So just keeping that in mind, she's got 2 underscores added to her pack, while Ryo Seung-hui actually has struggled a bit today. And not that conditions have changed, and that's what really happens. It all boils down to the golfer's mindset. Ryo Seung-hui will tee off for hole number 10. And yesterday, Ryo Seung-hui finished with a 14 under. She was just chasing, Park Hae-jun. They were in the same group yesterday. They're in the same group today. It's only Bae So Yoon has joined them instead of Choi Ka-bin, who was with them yesterday. And if you are watching this, of course, do give a quick wave to the kids, the children, of course. I don't know if you did that when you were a child. Watch the planes going by and then run out and wave to it, or maybe the train, whichever was closer to your house. I never waved at a bus for some reason. And here we go back again. It's Lee Ju-yoon, who will tee off for hole number 1, 362 meters. She's got a 1 over score today that's taken her overall to a 5 over. Meanwhile, Lee Dong-gyun will aim for birdie on hole 13, and I've always been saying this again and again like a broken record, but she makes the final round every time. She's just a very, very consistent golfer. And that's a birdie from her. That's also going to tip her score up to a 9 under. She's in tied 7th, 1 bogey and 4 birdies in there, and that's what I mean by consistency. Nothing flash, but just does enough. Lee Si-hee, her approach shot for hole number 10, and that's beautifully done. Absolutely wonderful placement from her. She will get the appreciation for that. Getting out of the sandbox can sometimes be a bit of a daunting effort, and I do believe that that's what is required. Ryo Seung-hui gets on to her second stroke for hole number 10. an extremely, well, I would say challenging time for some of the golfers as they get into the final round. But for most, it also means that it's going to be all about, pulling yourself together, trying to actually, well, calm down. It's, if you ask me, the kind of, well, there's a lot of volume in that music, isn't there? It's almost like a carnival here today. And I mean, look at the crowd streaming in. It's like a festival of golf. Well, I'm all for it, but I always try and figure out how the golfers really reacted. Maybe that's closer actually to the clubhouse and of course to the starting point. But it blares through the course. You can hear it. I mean, that wide angle shot will just tell you a little bit more. Well, as I said earlier, music can be a soother or it can be an intruder. Lady on. She'll aim for birdie on hole 10. She's actually been a silent performer. She's at 12 under. It's been quite effortless from her today. Oh, just a narrow miss for her. Could have been a little bit better than that. But I think as long as she manages to keep it between, the poles of staying on par, she should be fine. Kim Hyo-jo going in with the 6 iron. She's carrying a 10 underscore. She's on hole 12. Kim Hyo-jo's actually put on a great performance. Performance for the fans that have turned up here. It hasn't been stellar. It hasn't been flash, but it just shows her class. And even if she takes a break for a long period of time and then returns back to the fold, she always does come out with something special. Jo aiming for birdie on hole number 10. She's done well. She's done well. Let's not forget that she had a fantastic, she had a fairy tale ending in round 1 when everyone was struggling, and she finished off her 18th hole with an eagle. And then of course on day 2 there was an eagle from Kim Min-byul, followed by Hwang Yoo-min, and then soon after that, yesterday, Park Hae-jun giving us an eagle out of the blue, and it was straight off the rough. It was absolutely fantastic. So I do believe in every tournament and in every championship, there's always going to be spots of wonder, but more importantly, I think it's in this very event that we're looking at a few ups and downs and probably the rise of a golfer in terms of Park Hae-jun. Here's Lee Si-hee aiming for birdie on hole 10. I'm just going to run you through a quote that was left back by Park Hae-jun, and she said, got to take a break to see, well, it's definitely a school, and I'm going to find out what school that is. But I do love the fact that, well, the school children have turned up here to support this event. Well, it's such a great way to spend a Sunday, and they've got their parents with them as well. But the fact, or maybe teachers, what a constructive way to actually get out into the sun, spend a good bit of time in this clean open air. I mean, the course air is always clean, And here's Hong Junmin aiming for birdie on hole 14. Hasn't been, her best, but it's interesting. And that's got to be really skipping the surface, and I think she's done well to stay away from the beach. Park Hae-jun surviving the blushes there. Not that she's got to worry too much, she just has to be a little bit cautious. Bae Soo-yoon, it's her turn to gain a good approach. That's called a good bit of par behind that. Put herself in a fairly strong position here. Roh Seung-hui, third stroke on hole number 10. Oh, that's absolutely stunning, and this is what she does. She's got the ability to craft her shots well, to get herself onto the green. I think just a little bit under pressure today, not her usual happy self, and that's mainly because she hasn't been really, getting things right. But maybe on the in, if she hits a stride, that could actually change everything. Now, Kim Hyo-jo will go on to her second effort for hole number 12. Remember, it was a par 3. She kind of flew the green here. Bang Shin-sul onto a third stroke for hole number 14. Meanwhile, at the other end, there's Mara Song. Second stroke for hole 13, she's on a 9 under. So it's going to be, well, it's going to be a battle. I'm not saying no to that, but you got Lee Dae-yeon in there, who's at number 2, and then of course you've got Roh Seung-hui, who's in tied third. And unless something drastically changes, Park Hae-jun's got a good handle on this event. And I'm just going to look back at what Park Hae-jun said last year. She said, maintaining seed ranking was my main goal for 2024. I survived, and in 2025, since my debut for the first time, I want to win at least 2 events. This could be her first. She's 22 now. She finished as runner-up twice on the KLPGA Tour last year. Her approach shot now for hole number 10. So finishing runner-up twice, and she eventually, of course, lost her seed ranking, pushing out of the Dream Tour, and that was in 2022 onwards. The second part of the tour last year was a bit disastrous for her. Now, she did have 40 days of winter training in Thailand, which was in January this year, started on January 6th. And I think that's very interesting. So Seo Kyo-rim aiming for birdie on hole number 12. So Park Hae-jun, the 22-year-old, she's got her first chance to win a tournament. And the very fact that she said it, it's very mature to think that she wanted to aim for a win this year, or maybe 2, just wanted to survive last year. 40 days of winter training. Have you ever done that? Bae So-yoon. She's on to her third stroke for hole 10. And was just looking to set that up. Rosenweed does have a chance to aim for an eagle because she's the one that got it on the carpet. Talking of another mover that we've seen in every single tournament, here's Bang Shin-sil. Gives the eventual championship winners a scare most often. Chance here for a birdie. Oh, she's up to a 9 under. Well, kept a calm demeanor. She's done very well. 4 birdies in there and just 1 bogey, so that's working well for her. Kim Yoo-ju will look for a non-par finish for hole 12. I'm also going to reflect back on what Park Hae-jun said last year. She said it was the first time she played in the top 3 players on the leaderboard in the final round, and it was a great joy for her as a 21-year-old, and then to receive the runner-up prize of 132 million won. So, well, I'm neutral on who's going to win the tournament, but I'd be rooting for her just knowing that it could be her first win ever. Park Hae-jun aiming for birdie, and she'll have to look at finishing on par here. Keep in mind the fact that if she wins the tournament, it's a story to write about, and I love stories, so I'm sure you do as well. Well, I do have my favorites. I do have golfers that I love watching. Wang Yu-min, Park Yoon-kyung, Kim Min-byul. I love their talent, their ability to come out with stellar play on certain days, and the ability to fall as well. It kind of makes them vulnerable, and that's very attractive in a way, in sport. Lee Dae-yeon. She's been fairly impressive today, and I think if she can keep steady with her play of the day, I think it'll be very, very interesting. Rosenweed aiming for birdie. I did, of course, mention earlier she was aiming for eagle. She's aiming for birdie here. Well played. Well played, young lady. Well played. So there we go. It's, well, there's 3 bogeys and finally a bit of relief on the in. She's back to her normal smiley self. A great relief there for her. And it's all about sometimes just, getting back on track, and I do believe that Rosenweed may have just done that. Madasom, who was looking so promising on day 1, well, aims for birdie on hole 13. And she's been missing out on her putts actually in round 2 and round 3. She was a bit of a blaze of lightning, Madasom, last year when, towards the latter part of the last quarter of the KLPGA 2024, she went on to win 3 events, and that really took everyone's breath away. Bae So-yoon will aim for birdie on hole 10. She can get up to 11 under. And that's just skipped. Bit unfortunate for her. Park Hae-jun aiming for an on-par finish for hole number 10. And she'll keep that 17 under intact. Very unassuming golfer. Very. You look at a couple of the golfers, including well, Park Ji-yoon and a few of the others, Yoon-ina. There's always a bit of swag around them, a bit of a swagger in the way that they walk or they carry themselves. And you look at Park Hae-jun or Hwang Yoo-min, and they're just like the girls next door. Roh Seung-hui as well. They keep it simple, but they absolutely shine on their days. Had a birdie in round 1 and 2, and then an on-par finish on this hole. So I think it's interesting for Roh Seung-hui. This is hole number 11. Just keeping it, I think she's trying to keep it now a bit, well, under control. Does not want to take any risks, and that of course does happen on the final round always. Lee Dae-yeon. It's going to be her third stroke for hole number 11. Talk about hitting the woodwork or the flagstick. And sometimes it can be really annoying, and I think, well, she just sees the humor in it. Lee Dae-yeon. What a chance here to have just finished off with an underscore. Park Hae-jun will go next to tee off. It's hole number 11 we're looking at. 355 meters. It's a fairly easy hole. It's got a few, well, traps in there. As long as you can avoid, the sand bunkers, you're pretty all right. And that's at quite a distance, so your second stroke will, make all the difference. And you've got family and friends that do travel with you. Well, sometimes your fiance, sometimes your boyfriend, sometimes your sister or your best friend. And I do believe Park Hae-jun just snatched a tuck box of fruit. If I'm not mistaken, that was watermelon. Should probably ask her. Yoo Hyun-jo, third stroke on hole 11. And that's just, skipped past target. She's been very good in this tournament too. She's been a delight to watch. So with Choi Ka-bin, who was the front runner in round 2 before Roh Seung-hui took over, and then she just dropped out of grace in terms of the tournament, that is. Aims for birdie on hole 12. It's a bit of a distance. Wind speeds have started just kind of increasing a little bit. Well, that's a clean enough finish for her. Now Seokyo Rim. She's on to her second stroke for hole 13. We'll go with the 7-iron. Currently 11 under. Kim Hyo-jo, second stroke for hole 13. She'll go in with a 6-iron. 133 meters is what she's looking to cover. think just beyond the carpet for her. She'll have to step back onto it when time permits.
플레이하겠습니다.
Roh Seung-hui will be her second effort on hole number 11. She's up to a 12 under, so she's still very much in the game. No taking that away from her. And I can hear the strains of Soldier Boy playing. Oh, used to be a new song once, almost vintage now. Strange how things become retro faster than you think. Going in with the power wedge here to cover 120 meters. Park Hae-jun with her approach shot for hole number 11. That just caught on the edge, on the border, and deflected a bit away further than it should have. I think she was just trying to get it closer to the tin cup. And talking of the tin cup, I do hope you've got your morning, cup of joe. But today I've seen more people having frappes and espressos here, thanks to the weather. Bae Soo-yoon with her approach shot. And she's just going to sit on the border, peeking onto the green. I think the intention would have been to get it as close to her target as possible. Bae Soo-yoon has been a bit of a study in these last few days. If you look at her match play and the way that she's gone about her event. Wang Chun-sil, another great talent, shines on some days, goes into the shade on some, second stroke on hole 15. Second stroke for hole 15. Talk about playing pinball there. Absolutely fantastic placement from her. Park Hae-jun still leading the way with 17 under. Lee Dae-yeon, of course, with Roh Seung-hui in tied second with 12 under, and they're looking, fairly strong there. Lead A on, moves on to tee off for hole 12. It's a tricky hole, as I said yesterday. 150 meters is all that you need, but she'll go in with an 8 iron. Good bit of power in that, I do believe. It's so important, of course, you know, on the tee off when you have a par 3, that you want to get as close to the destination as possible. Easier said than done, if you ask me. Getting close to the target. Siokyo rim. She's on to her third stroke for hole number 13. Aims to get off the rough. Will draw close to the target. Is that going to find its way through? And just a narrow miss there for her. Another opportunity to make this count. Union Joe will tee up for hole 12. And Park Hye-jun will be a happy camper here. Well, she just smiled her way through, and she's gone about things in such a nice, casual manner. Bangchen Sil still carrying that 9 under. And she'll be happy about that as long as she can get a score up. Stroke here for lead A on, and it looks like an even score will be a better option for her. Kim Joe looking for a non-par finish for hole 13. That's just going to sail past well, the tin cup for her, but an easy tap in, she shot it out. Joe's had her own, share of worries, but if she can kind of pick up those birdies, keeping in mind the fact that this is the 12th hole, she's still going to put herself in a solid position for the championship. It could all start with a birdie here for her. And that's going to have to wait. She'll have to finish on par. Sometimes you don't have a choice. She does get a cheer from the crowd. She's a lovely girl. I do really love, the golfers on the tour for the simple reason that, well, they're just so friendly. They kind of play off the support from the fans and friends. Choi Carbin, and they also are always there for their fans. Second stroke on hole 13 for Choi Carbin.
플레이하겠습니다. 자, 이제 카메라 버튼 누르지 말아주세요.
Liu Xingwei will tee off for hole number 13, or hole number 12, sorry. She's at a 12 under currently.
룸으로 변경 부탁드리겠습니다. 자, 플레이하겠습니다.
Interesting bit of foliage right around that, tee off. It's quite, very interesting. Almost like a little forest in there. Could have a couple of bunnies running around, if you know what I mean. So here's Bai So Yun as she tees off for hole number 12. Perfect placement from her. Very, very well done by Bai So Yun.
자, 플레이하겠습니다.
Park Hae-jun, she's really enjoyed her tournament, and you can see it from that. Having said that, she's only on the 12th hole, and she'll have to be very cautious with how she progresses, because we've seen events where golfers can lead all the way through, and then all it takes is one hole to change your destiny. And I do hope that doesn't happen to her today. So still right there at the top of the heap is Park Hae-jun. Keep in mind the fact that we've got a couple of front runners who are quite close to her. And just to look at the leaderboard and how it stands currently, Lee Dae-yeon and Roh Seung-hui are still in tied second with that 12 under. Lee Dae-yeon is through hole 13, while Park Hae-jun and Roh Seung-hui are through hole 12. Then you've got, of course, Seo Kyo-rim, who's stuck with that 11 under in fourth position. And then it's a very interesting part, because you've got Han Shin-seon, Bang Shin-sil, Lee Dong-gyun, Choi Ka-bin, Yoo Hyun-jo, and Bae So-yoon. So you've got 6 of them stuck on tied fifth with a 10 under. I do believe it's a very, very interesting battle that's brewing here. Han Shin-seon, of course, is the only one among the lot who has finished today's event. She finished with a total score of 278, 72, 69, 72, and 65. Today was the best showing, of course. So while we get a good view of the entire area, those are beautiful bits of construction right stuck in there, and then of course you've got the buildings that surround the course on the outside. There's a good bit of work happening towards the waterfront, a bit of construction, a bit of there's so much of seas around the area. Should I just say C? Park Hae-jun aiming for birdie on hole 12. I think she would have loved to have got it a lot closer to the flagstick earlier, but Park Hae-jun will aim to keep it safe here, while Choi Ka-bin aims for birdie on hole 13. She can get up to 11 under. And that's sheer disappointment for her. Just wasn't expecting that. And that's been really her stumbling block, Choi Ka-bin, in the last 2 rounds. That is round 3 and round 4. Just has been able to get her putts right. Rosen Wee also aiming for birdie on hole 12. And she'll have to keep it on par 2. So there isn't going to be too many changes here as of now. Choi Hai Jin at 7 under will aim for eagle. She'll have to settle for a birdie. There's a good chance here to finish with an eagle for her. So 8 under she finishes with 72, 70, 70 and 68. Best showing today, but Choi Hai Jin will be happy to have finished with a birdie, although an eagle would have been just a little bit more of joy. By So Yun aiming for birdie on hole number 12. And she does nail it. She had a very good placement shot, so she's up to 11 under as well. Meanwhile, yes, Siokyo Rim, third stroke for hole number 14. Kim Yoo-joo sporting an 8 under. She's on to a third stroke. Lee Dae-yeon will pursue whatever she can. That's called using your arm strength to the max.
네, 알겠습니다. 자, 플레이하겠습니다. 이동 멈춰주세요.
Roh Seung-hui backs in a good bit of a wallop on that one.
자, 플레이하겠습니다. 이동 멈춰주세요.
Park Hae-jun will now tee off for hole 13.
자, 기다려주세요. 오케이, 샷. 일로 어디 가나?
Well, sometimes all that the ball requires is a bit of coaxing. Shiokurim knows that extremely well. Well, I do believe one of the things that has been a bit daunting for most of our stars here has been getting those putts right. Bang Sil onto a hole-in-one. She's pretty much close to finishing her event. Just 2 holes to play for. Another one of those golfers that does make her presence felt in every event. And if you're just kind of looking back at, how well things have progressed in the year so far, Kim Hyo-jo, the aim for birdie on hole 14. She's down to an 8 under. Bang Sil, of course, won the next in St. Nine Masters on the 20th of April. Kim Hyo-jo will be looking to win one this year as well. Beautifully done. Precision putt there, absolutely knew what she was doing. 2 bogeys in there, comes back with the birdie. She's back up to a 9 under. So I leave on a hat-trick of events, has won 3 events this year. Kim Min-ju has also won an event. Hong Jun-min won the Korea's FNC KLPGA Championship. Lee Dong-gyun, who's going to tee off for hole number 17 for the hole-in-one. Well, she also won the DB Group Korea Women's Open Golf Championship on the 15th of June. That was a 1.2 billion Korean won event. Then Lee Ga-young won the Celtrian Queens Masters. Ryo Seung-wi won the Heavens Masters. Jong Yoon-ji won the Suyuk Bank MBN Ladies Open on the 1st of June. And even Park Yoon-kyung came to the party with the Ivan Charity Open on the 25th of May. The last was Ko Ji-yu on the 29th of June, winning the McCall Mona Yongpyong Open. So today we could have another winner in store and a different one to be added to the list for the 2025 KLPGA winners. Here we go. Lee Dong-gyun also close to finishing her event. Paxton a wallop on that as usual. Oh, wonderful placement from her. And she can work towards a birdie here. Beautifully done. Always a joy to watch her in action. Yoo Hyun-jo aiming to finish on par for hole 13. That just goes past the target for her. Daeyeon's got a chance here for a birdie on hole 13.
Okay.
And she does nail the birdie there. She's had a blemish-free performance today. 3 birdies and 13 unders where she sits at. Looking very, very strong. Lee Si-hee aiming for a bogey. Not aiming, but has to settle for one on hole 13. I do apologize for that. No one aims for a bogey. Well, in this case, maybe, because a double bogey would definitely not be worth it. Yes, Yoo Hyun-jo looking for a bogey. And as long as she can keep it off the double, I think she'll be happy. Ryo Seung-hui goes next, second stroke for hole 13. Lee Dae-yeon packs in a good bit of par. What a placement. What an absolutely wonderful placement there. And that positioning is so important. And this is where Park Hae-jun is just beginning to shine today. And while we talk of that, Lee Dong-gyun, the 17th hole, what can she achieve here? We'll be looking for a birdie. Kim Yoo-ju on next. Oh, talk about getting that as close as possible. Bang Shin-sil, that's made a smile at least. So Park Hae-jun continues to dominate with that 17 under. Lee Dae-yeon now is even showing more promise with a 13 under score. Ryo Seung-hui is in third with 12 under, and then Seo Kyu-rim and Bae So-yoon with 11 under in tied fourth. Han Jin-seon, Lee Dong-gyun, Bang Shin-sil with 10 under there. They're close to finishing. Lee Dong-gyun is close to finishing her event, and Choi Ka-bin, who's also on 10 under through just hole 13. Ryo Seung-hui almost finishing that with the birdie here on hole 13. Lee Dae-yeon, she's on to a second stroke for hole 14. If she can keep, her progress very steady here, she could just pull in those points. She hasn't really, come out into the open. She's worked behind the scenes in the last 3 rounds, but today, it's like a serious day at work for her, and she's gone about it in a very sincere manner. Talking of which, Park Hae-jun's got a chance now to add another point in. And she's got to be careful about this. There's a little bit of a, uneven surface there. And that's going to be an even score for her. As long as she doesn't bogey it, I think she'll still be happy. But she would have liked that 18 under. She's a tall girl. I didn't actually notice that earlier. Well, silly me. I was watching the club all the time. She's a tall girl. She's just 22. An amazing talent. But most of these golfers, and they peak in their mid-20s or early 20s. Seokyo Rim, third stroke on hole 15. That's just going to fly past the tin cup. Bae Soo-yoon aiming for birdie on hole 13. That's a nice gentle tap in for her. She's up to a 12 under. Well, her 4th birdie of the day. Did have 2 bogeys in that front 9. Kim Hyo-jo, she's on to her 15th hole. Can she, reinstate that 10 under she had before she had 2 bogeys on the in? Well, that is a terrific, absolutely terrific tee-off here from, well, not tee-off, it's an absolutely terrific approach shot from Lee Dae-yeon. And, well, just had the right amount of lift, the right amount of power behind it. Hong Jun-min will look to finish the day with a birdie, and that's the end of the event for her. 10 under, not a bad performance. 4 birdies in here, not a single bogey today. And Hong Jun-min's done well. Ryo Seung-hui will tee off now for hole 14. It's a par 5 for the asking, 497 meters to go. She's still on 12 under. And, well, no loose-ended strokes from her in the in. If you've noticed, she's kept her form, with every drive, with every stroke. Just gone back to playing a bit of copybook there, and that makes such a huge difference.
네, 하겠습니다.
Park Hae-jun. She had a bogey and an on-par finish in the last 2 rounds. Following that for hole 14, we'll look to better that here today.
들어가겠습니다. 이동 좀 멈춰주세요.
Bae So-yoon going to tee off for hole 14. Lee Dong-gyun onto a second stroke. This will be her last hole of the event. Excellent placement from Lee Dong-gyun. It's over to Bang Sin-sil now, second stroke on hole 18. Let me very quickly remind you, of course, that it is going to be, well, pretty much, Bang Sin-sil's, well, last hole of the day as well. While that music continues, let me remind you that the Bears Best that we are at currently, this 27, hole course, based in Cheongna. It's, of course, one of a creation and a design by Jack Nicklaus. Wang Yumin, we missed her today. Aiming for birdie on hole 16. She's at 7 under. And that's well done. Moves up to an 8 under. There's 2 more holes to play for. It's back to Rosungri. One of our golfers, one of our 3 golfers in the main spotlight here with Bae So-yoon and Park Hae-jun. She's still at 12 under, her second stroke for hole 14. Park Hae-jun onto a second stroke for hole 14. So this Jack Nicklaus designed course was unveiled early in the new millennium. Each loop, of course, does represent a different continent: Europe, USA, Australasia. USA, of course, is standalone. Kind of a continent. 12 under, Bae So-yoon. Now, it's a proven tournament venue. Remember, the tri-sanctioned Shinhan Donghae Open since 2015 was staged here on the Australasia and United States of America circuits. That's where we are at actually today. It's just 2 circuits we're playing off. Lee Si-hee aiming for birdie on hole 14. Well played there by Lee Si-hee. And if you're also wondering, what the current, what is the joy behind the Bears Best in Cheongna? It was the 3rd Bears Best layout to open in the world, after Bears Best Las Vegas in 2001 and Bears Best Atlanta the following year. The 3rd, Korean sibling opened in Seoul, downtown Seoul in 2012. So that's where we are at right now, downtown Seoul. So since 2012, 13 years. Aiming for birdie here is Lee Dae-yeon on hole number 14. Oh, that's marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. She goes up to a rank, well, stays with the rank second, but consecutive birdies on 13 and 14 means she's up to a 14 under. If she can keep those birdies coming, she just might push this ender into a tie or into a playoff. Let's find out. Let's find out. Kim Hyo-jo, meanwhile. Second stroke for hole 16, 148 meters to cover. She's going to go with the 7 iron. Decent enough lift from her. Let's also very quickly remind you that this particular venue, of course, hosted the Shinhan Donghae Open on the Asian Tour between 2014 and 2019, and the Korea Women's Open was also held here in 2019. Ryo Seung-wi, third stroke for hole number 14. Well done by her. Set herself up here for a birdie, and she could also, well, you know, actually come to the party in a big way if she wants. Seokyo rim for hole number 16. Dae So-hyun onto her third stroke for hole 14.
바로 플레이 하겠습니다. 뒤쪽에 이동 멈춰주세요.
Park Hae-jun, third stroke for hole 14.
수정 가.
Could have been a good chance here, but for her to make it count.
자, 난간은 위험합니다. 안전에 유의해 주십시오.
So Lee Dae-yeon will tee off for hole 15.
선에 계신 분들 난간 주의하십시오.
That's a good bit of a wallop into that one. Shin-sil would have loved to have finished this on an absolutely positive note, but she'll just have to take what she can, and that's a decent enough finish for her. So she finishes with 11 under and a birdie on hole 18. Missed out on an eagle, but it's been a good performance from her. I think it's been a steady performance from her. Here's Lee Dong-gyun aiming for eagle on hole 18. Just a narrow miss for her as well.
볼을 다 꺼내야 될 것 같아요. 볼? 네, 다 꺼내야 돼요.
Park Hae-jun aiming for birdie. Can she do it here on hole 14? It's been a while. She's been missing those putts, but as long as she's been able to finish it on par, she's still keeping herself together, and I think it's important for her to try and will not take any risks, and I think she's just done that. So just 2 birdies in there today on hole number 4 and 5. and she's got 4 more holes to play for before we find out where Park Hae-jun stands. I don't think she wants to jeopardize anything to do with the fact that she could win this tournament if she just kind of keeps, well, doing what she's been doing without making too many mistakes. Bae So-yoon has also got a chance for a birdie here on hole 14. And that's well played by her. Roh Seung-wi's turn now. She's the closest to the tin cup. And that's finished nice and easy, so she moves up the score as well. In tied third, but with 13 under, so 2 bogeys, 2 birdies in there in the in, and she's got, well, 4 more holes to play for. Lee Dae-yeon is gauging, well, her situation currently. So Lee Dae-yeon, second stroke for hole 40, hole 15.
그리고 리스윙 선수입니다.
Kim Hyo-jo will finish off, well, with a buzzer there on hole 16 that drops her down to a 7 under. She's going through the motions here today. Hasn't been her best day out. I think that's a little bit of a worry for her. So Park Hae-jun still at the top of the heap with 17 under. Lee Dae-yeon with 14 under, in second. And I think, well, with that third where, you've got that 13 under for Roh Seung-wi, I think it's been an interesting time. Stay with us, don't go anywhere as we continue with our last and final day in the Lotte Open. So Bae So-yoon and Roh Seung-wi stuck on tie third with 13 under. Let's find out what happens. It's brewing to be a tough contest here.
준비하겠습니다.
By So-Yoon, while teeing off, fairly confident with her effort here. Meanwhile, Lee Daeon is still pursuing, well, a chance for a birdie here. It's a bit of a tough ask for hole 15, but doable if you ask me.
뭘 사고 해.
박수 부탁드립니다. 나이스 버디. 지금부터 박수가 필요해서 응원의 박수가 필요합니다.
Tee off on hole 15 for Ryo Seung-hui as well. Park Hae-jun tees off, 330 meters to cover, par 4 for the asking. It's a very, very interesting well, hole to look at. And I do believe that there's much to expect here. Lee Daeon
잠시만요.
on hole 15.
감사합니다.
Lee Daeon needs to finish this on par to keep her score intact on hole 15. And I think she's done just enough.
방송해봐.
Park Hae-jun. That's one for the camera. Just well, rather simple look. Nothing flashy.
박수 너무 좋습니다. 박수 보내주세요. 무더운 날씨에 우리 멜로디 여러분들의 박수가 선수를 시원하게 느껴집니다.
That is absolutely perfect positioning here. Rosengui, well, does shine with that, doesn't she? And, well, even if you had blinkers on, well, you have to have nailed a birdie here. Absolutely phenomenal. 4 bounces and 3 bounces and a crawl. And that's done it for her. Now, Park Hae-jun goes next. Her second stroke as well, an approach here on hole 15.
네, 지금부터 선수들을 소개하겠습니다. 선수들이 소개될 때 선수들이 직접 신청한 음악이 나옵니다. 먼저 지휘의 선수를 소개합니다. 이어서 나나송 선수입니다.
Lee Dae-yeon up next. As she tees off for hole number 16.
자, 지금부터 선수들을 소개하겠습니다. 선수들이 소개될 때
And that's nicely done.
직접 신청한 음악이 나옵니다. 먼저 CUI 선수를 소개합니다.
And that's just going to crawl forward for her. Kim Hyo-joo. So Park Hae-jun still at the top with 17 under. Lee Dae-yeon with 14 under in second. She's through hole 15. Bai So-yoon and Ryo Seung-wi still on that 13 under through hole 14. They are tied third, and Lee Dong-gyun, Bang Shin-sil and Seok-kyu Rim in tied fifth. Lee Dong-gyun and Bang Shin-sil have finished their day's event. So has Hong Jun-min. So have most of the other golfers who are out there. So it's pretty much a battle right there at the top. bit unfortunate here for Park Hae-jun.
해줘 화이팅!
Bae So-yoon will go ahead with the birdie on hole number 15. Yoo-hyun Jo, second stroke on hole 16. That's just going to sail past the destination for her.
어디로? 멀리 던져주세요.
Bae So-yoon will tee off now for hole number 16. And things are progressing here in the Lotte Open. This is the 15th Lotte Open.
네, 다시 한번 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.
Up next, it's going to be Ryo Seung-gui.
네.
Park Hae-jun will tee off for hole 16 now. Oh, that's just gonna skip past it. Bit disappointing there. Wang Yu-min has those moments. But it's a fine finish from her. finished off with 33 on the out, 36 on the in, and 10 under.
롯데 오픈에 함께해주신 갤러리 여러분들 감사합니다.
Lead Aon will aim for birdie on hole 16.
우리 선수에게 박수를 보내드립니다.
It's a good chance for her here. That just took my breath away as well. Kim Yoo-joo goes next. Ryo Seung-wi will go next. Kyu Hyun-jo, third stroke on hole 16.
갤러리 여러분들의 박수 함성 그리고 신나는 음악과 함께합니다.
And that's just skip past the destination. Ryo Seung-wi, second stroke on hole 16.
선수들에게 여러분의 박수가 시원한 힘이 됩니다. 다시 한번 박수 한번 보내주세요.
Park Hae-jun knows what it's going to take now. Here on hole 16, Bae Soo-yoon will go with the approach shot. 362 meters to cover. She's going to go with the power wedge. 118 meters. Park Hae-jun at the top of the heap here, with still with that 17 under. Now you got a tight second trio with Lee Dae-yeon, Bae So-yoon, and Roh Seung-wi all on 14 under. Now that's going to be a very interesting battle now, because 2 more holes to play for. Bae So-yoon and Roh Seung-wi have got 3 holes to play for. So has Park Hae-jun. So interesting battle here. Park Hae-jun still looking like she might be the favorite for this event, but I do believe that there's going to be a lot to learn. Park Hae-jun, third stroke on hole 16. She will have to avoid at all costs bogeying a shot, because that's just going to give the others down the line a chance to actually close in. Lee Dae-yeon will tee off for hole 17. Remember, she's got a chance here to get up the order. She'll go on with a 5-iron, 173 meters. She had an on-par finish in round 1 and 2, but in round 3, it was an absolutely fabulous birdie from her. Can she replicate that today? A bit of a distance here from the Tin Cup, if you ask me. Seung-Hui up next.
오케이.
Talk about Kim Hyo-jo. She's had her moments today, and she's had some really challenging ones. So birdie on 16. Bae So-yoon. And she's missed out on an opportunity here as well. And Seo Kyu-rim finishes with 69 in the final round, 11 under her score. I think she'll be happy about that. Not really, well, championship material, because there are still others in there, but she will be happy with the performance. This could be just a little bit of an undoing year for Park Hae-jun, who was really shining. That's a nice finish from her. But Park Hae-jun has dropped there by her first bogey today, so she's down to a 16 under.
Okay.
I think Lee Daeon will be happy about the fact that no matter what happens, if she can just kind of contain it, she knows that she can't push too hard, and I think that that's what she's trying to do. She's just trying to keep it, you know, going steady. Kim Hyo-jo, can she finish off with a birdie on hole number 18? And yes, she does. Finally a bit of joy as she ends her event. 72 on the final round. Not the best for her, but she finishes with an 8 under and a tied 18th. Kim Hyo-jo, one for the crowd. As I said, the fans love her, and it's so good to see her here today. Joe aiming for birdie on hole number 17. And that's a bit of joy for her. An absolute bit of joy for her. So 10 under, she's got one more hole to play for. And what is interesting is, if you kind of look now and see, most of the golfers are finishing with a 10 under, 11 under. And it's all those who are 12 under and over who are still contesting, the top spot. Now we get into the last two holes, and it's going to be interesting because if you notice, Park Hae-jun's dropped down to a 16 under. Lee Dae-yeon is right behind her, and this is interesting because anything can actually happen at this point of time. Let's say that Park Hae-jun does not nail, I'm just speculating, let's say she does not nail 2 birdies. You've got Lee Dae-yeon, Bae So-yoon and Ryo Seung-hui who are all on 14 under, just 2 behind her. If any of those 3 get 2 birdies in succession, they could go on par with Park Hae-jun. Let's not forget the possibilities of bogeys. Well, the permutations are so many, but the bottom line is the next 2 holes will tell us a story. And I think it's really exciting to think that we've come down to this. 3 chasers, 1 leader on the leaderboard. The 15th Lotte Open 2025. I've always said this. You may start off mundane, you may start off in a very average manner on round 1. By the time you hit the final round, the KLPGA will always bring surprises. Let's find out. Bae So-yoon will go next. Bae So-yoon gaining a bit of ground there. Quite a decent setup. Remember that hole-in-one event? Well, was hole 17 all along. Lee Dae-yeon will tee off for hole 18. And that's going to be her last hole, so I must make a correction in that. While, Bae So-yoon and Ryo Seung-hui are still very much in there in the running, they've got a whole advantage over, that sounds so pun intended, whole advantage. Ryo Seung-hui will tee off for hole number 17. This is the hole-in-one event, 173 meters. Oh, I do love that car. The Mercedes. Oh, I just love the color of that. I don't know if you're a fan like me, but that champagne gold kind of color just looks so regal. Took my attention away from Ryo Seung-hui, who looks way better than the car, but boys will be boys when it comes to cars, isn't it? The girls do nowadays. And Ryo Seung-hui is excited about her tee off. It's Park Hae-jun next, and all eyes on her here. Park Hae-jun teeing off for hole 17. So Park Hae-jun with a 16 under now. Right at the top, Lee Daeon with 14 under, Bai Seun with 14 under, and Ryo Seung-hui with 14 under. Only Lee Daeon is through hole 17. So which means it's the last two holes for that trio of Park, Bae, and Ryo Seung-hui. Stay with us as we continue with our coverage of the Lotte Open 2025. This is the 15th Lotte Open, and what a joy it has been so far.
내리막.
플레이하십니다. 이번 멈춰주세요.
내리막 근데 심하진 않아. 힘든 느낌.
Hole number 17 is going to be an important one for us here. There's no doubt about it. Park Hae-jun goes next. And a lot is going to depend on how this hole plays out, really. You know, who can take the advantage? Can any of the others, well, close in on Park Hae-jun's lead? And I think that's very, very important. Lee Daeon, second stroke for hole 18. And she'll sit right on the border there.
네, 그린 지점에 계신
Up next, it's going to be Ryo Seung-hui. Remember, Ryo Seung-hui, of course, did win that Heaven Masters. I will never forget that sight. You know, where she took a dunk to the pool at the end. It was, well, for the resort itself. And it looks like it's going to be an on-par finish. Well, if Hole 17 remains pretty much as it is. It looks like Park Hae-jun still has the upper hand here and 1 foot across the finish line. And I think Roh Seung-ri understands that. She does understand that. Bae So-yoon will also have to work towards an on-par finish.
끝안만 봐도 되고
Not bad at all.
플레이하겠습니다. 이동 멈춰주세요.
So Park Hae-jun needs to finish this on par to keep that 16 under intact. She cannot afford to make any sort of a mistake here. And she keeps the score intact, which is a good thing for her.
잘했다.
술로 들어와 지금. 카메라 소리 안 나게 해주세요. 플레이하겠습니다.
Bae So-yoon to tee off for the last hole. That's hole number 18. It's a par 5 for the asking. 410 meters is what we are looking at. Now this is a very, very interesting hole. If you look at it, it's named the China Well hole, and there's a reason why I'm saying that. It's a par 4 hole. It's a bit difficult, long because the green is elevated. The fairway is relatively wide, so you can go in for a long tee-off shot without, actually hitting any, rough areas. But having said that, with 410 meters, it's a very wide, and that's the reason why on this particular hole, if you do drive strong and you do drive hard, you can actually aim for an eagle. It isn't the most, in some cases, the 18th or the clubhouse hole can always be the
이동
most
멈춰주세요.
challenging, especially if there's an uneven level on the green. But hole 18, for some reason here, has always been a more desirable hole. Now Lee Dae-yeon, she did get herself off the green. She can set herself up for a birdie. Will have to be very, very meticulous in her approach. And I think it would do her well if she does that, because if she puts herself to a 15 under, she's still very much in this contest. Just a narrow miss on an eagle, but she can earn a birdie here, there's no doubt about it. Park Hae-jun, she's had a birdie in all 3 rounds so far on this hole. Oh, that's just slipped out. However did that happen? However did that happen? What a chance to have finished off on a super high note. Oh, she will clean it up, but that's a bit unfortunate. Lacey He, 73 in the final round. She finishes with an 8 under. It's been quite an impressive showing from her. Up next is Yu Hyun Jo, who'll aim for birdie on hole number 18. It's a good chance for her to finish off well here. And yes, she does. It's a good showing. 70 in the final round, 11 under. And she's got a smile because she knows that she's done well. She's really, really worked hard at this. Leading on. Fourth stroke on hole 18. That's well played. It's all going to boil down to this final trio. This could very well be the decider here today. Rose and Green. Much depends on her approach shot here on hole 18. Can she reach the green? And yes, she has. She can aim for an eagle here, and that's going to be quite interesting. Park Hae-jun will go next with her approach shot. And that music's really going hammer and tongs over my head. I'm always a keen follower of what you can expect when it comes to any sort of melody. By So-yoon. Up next. And she's just hit the beach. Not a great time to be suntanning here. So while that trudge continues now towards, that final bit, I think it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen, in this, with all three golfers having really reached the green, except one almost there, but, hitting the beach. I do believe it's going to be a really, really fine finish. But let's find out, what exactly will be the state of affairs here.
하겠습니다. 박혜진 선수입니다. 그리고 노승희 선수입니다. 이어서 배소연 선수입니다.
Well, that music may keep everyone motivated, but our golfers do have a lot of pressure. I do hope that it actually relieves their stress here. Oh, that's absolutely wonderful, isn't it? Just wants to make you break out into a few underground moves or hip hop. Oh, I love that shot, a close up of the ball on the beach. Nothing better than that, if you ask me. I think that's a good bit of relief for her. Bae-Yoon gets herself out of a trouble spot. She's set herself up for a birdie, and it could be a fine finish from her. Maybe the championship might not be the only thing at the end of the day, but if you finish on a positive note, look at that crowd. It's almost like a map of a country, isn't it? With the borders in color. I do love that. And I was just saying this, oh, it's a full house here. And in all the events that we've seen, and thanks to the fact that the weather's been really good, thanks to the fact this is also, in Incheon that you're looking at, this is it's just fabulous, isn't it? So these three golfers are now playing to the gallery. Oh, that's very, very interesting. I do love the whole atmosphere created around this. Park Hae-jun onto a third stroke. Ryo Seung-hui, picture of concentration here. Aiming for eagle on hole 18. Oh, that is phenomenal. I'm sorry I have to say that, but that is absolutely stunning. She finishes with 16 under to finish as joint leader. Oh, she's done this before the Heaven Masters, where she's come good. But here she is now. All she needed was an eagle to time with the top spot, but keep in mind the fact that we still have Park Hae-jun in a good spot. needed an eagle to stay in contention of a first or second finish, and oh, what a moment. What a moment from Ryo Seung-hui. After a day that has been really, really challenging, that gentle push, that gentle putt, and an eagle for her puts her now as joint leader with 16 under. If Park Hae-jun, of course, well, bet us that Park Hae-jun will still win the tournament. Bae So-yoon, she aims for birdie on hole 18. If the scores remain as they are, look at that, 15 under. So 15 under, 16 under, and now if Park Hae-jun finishes with 17 under, and this will be the perfect production pick of where we've had the top three in one trio right through. That grouping couldn't be better. Park Hae-jun will finish with a birdie and her first championship win in the KLPGA. Oh, what a moment for her. What an absolutely wonderful moment for her. So no playoff here, but the top three have all been in one group today. What a fantastic, what a perfect ending. A story to write about. Park Hae-jun, the 22-year-old, wins the first KLPGA event. She said last year she was going to aim for 2 wins this year, and that's 1 done. Let's also not forget, second place, Ryo Seung-hui, almost stretched her to the max with that eagle. And then you have Bae So-yoon, who finished with 15 under. 1, 2, and 3. First, second, and second runners up. All in the same grouping. How cool is that? What a joy here. And this is going to be an emotional moment for her. She smiled right through, kept it very casual. All she needed to do was she set herself up for this win. And she's done everything right in the last 2 days. Absolutely stunning performance. Well, if you were hoping for a perfect ending, here it is. Well, that girl with the casual demeanor, the girl next door, the girl that looked like she was just enjoying a good round of golf, lifts her first, well, piece of silverware today. And it doesn't get any better than this. Remember, the Lotte Open is also a very, very prestigious open. Well, Guns N' Roses, welcome to the jungle. Just a nice way to end it. I don't know if you agree with that, but I'm just happy the Antling, we are the champions. Not that I love the group, I love Queen, but this is just, it really has been a golf carnival here today. There's been electronic music, there's been hip hop, there's been, no reggae, but there's been dance, there's been rock, there's been everything. And what a perfect ending. This is a fairy tale ending for Park Hae-jun. And there we go, the top three in this tournament. The top three who went through all 18 holes together today, side by side, each going about their business in their own manner. And I think the play of the day really would have been Ryo Seung-hui's eagle. I'm sure Park Hae-jun should be very, very emotional about this. She won't be able to contain it. It's a first win, and if I was in a place, I'd be the same. It is such an important moment for her.
대소연 프로님 353267 수고하셨습니다.
So do stay with us for the prize presentation. We'll also have the highlights coming up for you in just a little bit. Let me very quickly, of course, run you through a few bits and bobs as well while we get to the prize presentation. There we go, Park Hae-jun finishing at the top of the heap, Ro Seung-hui finishing well second, and of course Bae So-yoon tying in with Lee Dae-yeon in tied third. So I was mistaken there. Lee Dae-yeon has also finished in tied third as second runners-up, but Ro Seung-hui finishing as runner-up in this event. And look at the scores, 70, 70, 67, 67. It tells us a great bit of a story. Let me also remind you that this was a 1.2 billion Korean won event. That is 885,130 USD. The first place winner takes home 216 million Korean won. That's 159,323 USD. The second place winner will take home, that is Ro Seung-hui, will take home 132 million Korean won on 97,364 USD. While the third place winner will take home 96 million or 70,810 USD. I'm guessing that third place might be split. So it's going to be a very, very interesting one for us, because the prize money in total is really huge. It's 1.2 billion, and we're talking about, well, 885,130 USD. That's closing in towards 1 million USD. But having said that, Lee Ga-young won it last year in a playoff with Yoon In-ah and Choi Rim. Today there was no playoff, but it was a battle of these three, and I think well, more power to our golfers, to Park Hae-jun, definitely to Ro Seung-hui, who now is finishing right up there in the order. She won the Heaven Masters, she's finished runners-up here, and her rankings are going to be pretty high soon. Lee Won, of course, has taken a bit of a slumber in the last few tournaments, but she'll be back. She's a very, very competitive golfer. So having said all that, much today, but let's figure out, well, we've got the prize presentation coming up, we've got the highlights coming up, so do stay with us. And a reminder that we were coming at you from the Bears Best Cheongna Golf Club, which is located right here in Gyeongsi-do-dong, Incheon, and in Gyeongbuk, Korea Republic. And there we have it, the winner with 17 under. Those scores will tell us a bit of a story. She will, of course, talk to Park Hae-jun. Will have to talk to the media as well.
안녕하세요. 감사합니다. 우선 진짜로 너무 바래왔던 순간을 이렇게 드디어 맞이할 수 있게 돼서 너무 행복하고 기쁜 마음이 들어요. 네. 네, 처음이에요. 솔직히 부담은 없었고, 왜냐면 전 D가 없으니까 일단 앞만 보고 갈 수 있다는 점에서 일단 부담은 안 가졌던 것 같고, 또 자신감 있게 재밌게 플레이하려고 캐디 오빠랑 재밌는 실없는 얘기 많이 했습니다. 네. 프레셔라기보다는 퍼터가 너무 안 들어가서 빨리 하나라도 더 떨어져 줬으면 좋겠다는 마음으로 계속 플레이했어요. 네. 버디펫을 절어서 쳐서 근데 이 팝펫이 정말 우승하는 데 중요한 것 같다는 생각이 딱 들었고, 그래서 더 집중해서 캐디 오빠랑 시간을 더 보내면서 퍼터를 했던 것 같아요. 네, 맞아요. 네. 뭐 브룸스틱이 안 돼서 바꿨다기보단 제가 브룸스틱에 흥미를 가지고 시작을 했는데 흥미가 좀 떨어져서 재미가 살짝 없어져서 그냥 일반 퍼터로 바꿔서 플레이를 하게 됐어요. 네. 저는 일단 올해의 목표를 2승으로 잡았기 때문에 일단 올해 첫 승을 한 만큼 또 다음 우승을 기다리면서 차분히 플레이를 하도록 하겠습니다. 네. 감사한 분들이 진짜 많이 생각나는 것 같은데 제가 올해 메인 스폰서를 두산건설로 옮기게 되면서 또 저를 믿고 뽑아주신 권경훈 회장님께 감사드리고 또 임직원분들께도 다 감사드리고 또 엄마 아빠가 많이 생각나는 것 같은데요. 항상 저랑 여행 다닌다는 느낌으로 투어를 같이 다니는데 앞으로도 같이 즐겁게 시합 다니면 좋을 것 같습니다. 그리고 또 많은 팬분들이 와주시고 또 가족분들도 많이 응원 와주셨는데 오늘 정말 많은 응원이 됐고 앞으로도 또 저 박혜준 응원 많이 해주시면 감사하겠습니다. 그리고 더 해도 돼요? 저희 그 한창원 프로님이 이랑 함께한 첫 승 같은데 또 프로님이랑 함께하면서 어프로치랑 퍼터가 많이 좋아졌고 또 태광에 계신 안주환 프로님이 제 멘탈적으로 많은 도움을 주신 것 같아요. 그리고 현장에서 케어해주는 오리진 쌤들 그리고 저 운동 시켜주시는 정도 코치님 그리고 현장에서 저 케어해주시는 NC 가족분들께도 정말 감사드립니다. 네. 분명 까먹은 분들도 있을 것 같고 너그러운 마음으로 이해해 주시면 감사하겠습니다. 네. 감사합니다. 감사합니다.
We go down to the highlights, and in the first hole it was Kim Hyu-joo. And she was doing extremely well today. Had a beautiful birdie in there and saw herself move into a tied 8 with an 8 under. And then on the fourth hole, it was Park Hae-jun. She was already up there with the 15 under, carrying that forward from yesterday. All she needed to do was start getting those birdies in, place that beautifully next to the flagstick. She had already gone up to a 16 under on the fifth hole. She did do extremely well. Perfect placement from her. Set herself up again for a nice birdie. Meanwhile, Bae So-hyun was in tied 7th with 9 under, and what a way while she climbed, up the order. It's quite fascinating. Finished extremely well here today, Bae So-hyun. But here we go with the 10th hole. It was Roh Seung-hui. She was in tied 3rd with 11 under. And needed to get to tied 2nd. And that's exactly what she did with a beautifully crafted birdie. And then on the 12th hole, Bae So-hyun teed off. She grew in from strength to strength, if you ask me. Absolutely well placed by her. Meanwhile, Lee Dae-yeon was going about her own business. And Lee Dae-yeon just silently worked and worked at her own. Ryo Seung-hui. She wasn't tied third at this time. Needed to, well, up her game. And that was just terrific positioning from her. A very well, placed shot. Aiming for birdie on hole 15 was Bae So-hyun, where she was tied fourth at the time. And that just took her up to a tied second. She really worked very, very progressively today, Bae So-hyun. And while she kind of flew under the radar for most part, she just made her presence felt towards the end. Meanwhile, on hole 18, that eagle told us a story, and what a moment it was as she tied in as tied first along with Park Hae-jun. All Park Hae-jun needed to do was keep her calm and putt. And that's what she did. To finish off at 17 under, a clear winner. No need for a playoff, no need for any sort of a decider. It was all done on the 18th hole and no added time at all. So here we have it now. Park Hae-jun at the top of the heap with Ryo Seung-hui in second, 16 under. Park Hae-jun finishing with 17 under to claim a first win on the KLPGA. Bae So-hyun and Lee Dae-yeon finishing second runners up. And we will have, of course, our prize presentation right now. So stay with us, don't go anywhere.
시상은 한국 여자 프로골프협회 김상열 회장님께서 도와주시겠습니다. 자, 롯데 토탈 284타의 스코어를 기록한 최정원 선수입니다. 네, 최정원 선수 벨리본과 하이퍼하면서 인사 부탁드리도록 하겠습니다. 네, 이렇게 입장해 주셨고요. 김상열 회장님께서 아마추어 트로피 수여해 주시겠습니다. 네, 최정원 선수 정말 축하드립니다. 네, 큰 박수 부탁드릴게요.
자, 잘하셨습니다. 앞에 보세요. 네, 자, 사랑합니다. 하나, 둘. 감사합니다.
네, 다시 한번 한국 골프의 미래가 되어줄 최정원 선수에게 큰 응원의 박수 부탁드립니다.
Well, just in case you didn't know it, the big bear that you're looking at, the pink bear, that's a mascot of Lotte. He's known as Belly Gom, and he's a giant pink teddy bear. Well, children love him, the golfers love him as well, we all do.
이 기금은 선수들이 해당홀에서 버디 혹은 이글을 기록했을 때 30만 원씩 적립됐습니다. 적립된 기금은 고맙은 어린이 재활센터에 전달됩니다. 롯데 지주 임성국 실장님께서 롯데 의료재단 레알 원장님에게 전달하도록 하겠습니다.
자, 두 분 앞에 보세요. 네, 사랑합니다. 네, 하나, 둘.
네, 감사합니다. 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드릴게요. 자, 네, 대망의 여러분들이 많이 기다리셨던 롯데 오픈 챔피언 시상이 있겠습니다.
So Park Hae-jun winning a first KLPGA at 22. She'll get the winner's jacket, and it's a regal looking one here. Very different from the normal, winner's jacket that we see. It's almost like royal robes. Last year finished runners-up twice. In 2 events, she finished runner-up, and well, she said her aim, and that's of course Belly Gone. The pink Lotte bear is always around at every single Lotte Open.
정말 이 자리를 빛내기 위해서 롯데그룹 신동민 회장님께서 이 자리를 빛내주시고 계십니다. 다시 한번 큰 박수
well, did say she was going to win 2 events this year. This is just the start, and it could be the start of something big for her. She's been the humble golfer, done extremely well. Did just enough in round 1 and round 2, but in round 3 and 4, well, what a change. She just came good yesterday, and today she stayed steady right throughout, very consistent in the performance. And there we go. No winner's jacket, but she's got a cloak instead. And I think that's a good bit. And now we've got We Are the Champions playing by Queen. What an appropriate song after they had Welcome to the Jungle playing on the last putt. So interesting turn of events here for us. And the officials of Lotte, well, who are around the biggest confectionery brand in Korea Republic, also known for their Chilsung cider, which I absolutely love. It's been a big event. It's been a very, very big event for us here, and a joyous one. So the winner's trophy will be out as well. What an event it's been. Such a massive crowd that's turned up, and you know, the golfers did have the chance to play to the gallery today. So 216 million, well, that's what she wins. 216 million Korean won, 159,323 USD. And the LPGA Lotte Championship winner. It's been a terrific run for her. So that was pretty much it in the 15th Lotte Open, or the Lotte Open 2025. My name is Glenn Mascarenhas, and along with the entire production crew that was run by John Kim, we do hope that you enjoyed the fact that we brought this to your screens. Do join us again for the next event. But for now, it's going to be time for me to shut shop and ship out of here. Let me remind you that coming up next, it's going to be the High One Resort Ladies Open on the 13th of July. So from me, it's time to say bye-bye for now, and don't forget to join us for the next KLPGA event.
나이스!